an agency not authorized by the federal government, not authorized, so that before I did say that it is not the duty of the chief of staff to the president to appoint a director general. There is nowhere in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that says that the chief of staff to the president also has the power to appoint a director general of a national agency. Now, the president did not transmit a letter to the National Assembly seeking an approval of a particular individual for that person to be appointed as a director general of the PFIPC. The National Assembly did not receive any letter. The president did not send any letter to the National Assembly or to the Senate or to the House of Representatives. Then how come that the agency, the head of service, the budget office, and other related, government agency, approved whatsoever approval that was presented to them? Why didn't they carry out due diligence? What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Because if somebody had approached the budget office, I think it is this I don't care attitude by those people in the government agencies. Because if somebody had approached you, requesting that money should be appropriated, money should be budgeted for the agency that he or she represents, he would have had a second thought that this individual that is approaching us, requesting that money be budgeted, 1.3 billion, according to the report by the BBC. 1.3 billion. And according to the Adeyemi himself, the embattled director, the director general, he did say that when the first person he met at the budget office requested for tip, and he told that person that he should not worry, that when the money is finally approved, that he will be sorted. Then that person transferred him to another person, referred him to another person. Then that's another person said that, okay, we've received the letter from him or the document that he tendered, so that money can be approved in that particular year's budget for the agency, and told him that, well, he came late, and he should not worry, but in the next budget the money will be inserted into the 2026 budget. And my question is, you as an official of the office, the budget office, common sense ought to have informed you that this person that came to me for requesting for money to be approved for his agency, do I even know this person? Does he look like somebody that is a known individual in the country? This person's name, was he approved by the Senate, by the National Assembly as a Director General? Did I hear in the news, did I read on the pages of the newspaper that the president has given an appointment of this particular individual whose name is Mr. Prince Adeyemi Matthew? Because all the lapses, all the agency that the man has killed all the agencies that the man has killed, the people that he met at those various agencies, those people heads must roll. It is a lack of this I don't care attitude, this I don't care. Yes, we claim that we have civil service we have civil servants in the service, but these civil servants, they are not nationally acclaimed. They are not attuned to what is going on in the country. While in class, in school, in the higher institution, we were taught that as a journalist, you must know a little about everything and everything about a little. As a journalist, this was the training that was given us, that you must know everything. You must know a little about everything in the field of science, in the field of engineering, in the field of medicine, in the field of law, in the field of psychology. You must know what is going on in your country. And you must know everything about a little about everything. So why I say that is that as a civil servant working in an important agency as the budget office, if somebody walks up to you as an official, as a personnel working in a budget office, if somebody walks up to you and say that, and is submitting a letter that money should be approved for his agency, and you check the names, Prince Adeni as the Director General of that agency, I expected you to do your own research, that this name, is this name an approved Director General? Did the President appoint this individual? Did this individual pass through the Senate? And the name, the agency itself, you Google the agency, you type the name of the agency, you check, where is this agency? Where is it domiciled at? Which office? Which country? Where is their head office? Do they have branch across the country? If they don't have branch, where is their office in the Federal Capital Territory? You put a call to your boss. These are the little things that will make you smart as a personnel of the budget office. These are things that you should not be told to do. Now, the 1999 Constitution of the Nigeria does not explicitly outline a specific penal clause or jail term for unauthorized recruitment by the Federal Civil Service Commission. Instead, constitutional breaches and irregular employment are penalized through administrative sanctions, service rules, and statutory enforcement bodies like the Federal Character Commission (FCC) and other independent corrupt practices and other related offenses (ICPC). Now, who faces accountability and sanctions? Okay, heads of agencies and supervisors, chief executives, permanent secretaries, or directors in ministries, departments, and agencies who initiate, 1, enable, or execute backdoor and unapproved recruitment face prosecution, administrative queries, and legal sanctions under the Federal Character Commission Establishment Act. So these are the people. So all the offices that Prince Adeni has been to, all those that gave him audience, those people should be liable. Those people should be made to face the wrath of the law, because these are the enablers. These are the people that enable this FPIC to scale through. Even in the CBN, the budget office, and the head of service as well, the Federal Civil Service Commission, the FCC, FCSC, the Federal Civil Service Commission, FCSC. So all the agency that this man has been to for an approval, the people that he met there, or their boss, or the department in these agencies, these are the people that should be liable to be penalized. Because we want a society that is sane. We want a society that dispenses justice. Justice must be dispensed. That is to show a country that is ready for development. Complicit public officers, individuals, civil servants, or board members engaging in job racketeering or issuing illegal appointment letters face direct criminal prosecution, trial, and imprisonment under the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offenses Act. The unauthorized recruits, beneficiaries holding fake or illegal process appointment letters do not get constitutional immunity. They also face immediate removal from the integrated personnel and payroll information system IPs and outright dismissal. Remember when that man was giving I think the first story that that came out as regards to that scandal, the PFIPC scandal, according to, I think it was the Daily Telegraph, also the Telegraph, did mention some staff were deployed to that office. So the person that authorized the deployment of those 3 staff who were supposed to work in that PFIPC, the person that authorized that deployment should be held liable, and those staff too that obeyed. If I can't dig out that particular segment, that when they were arrested, when they give their own side of the story, when they wrote their own statement, that they were just sent to the office of the PFIPC. They were just sent there, and because they themselves, they were wondering, we were sent here, we've not been doing anything. One was a financial auditor 1 or auditor 2, and other finance related positions in the Ministry of Finance. I think the Ministry of Finance or Ministry or Budget Office or so, one of those finance related departments. So we want, now that the head of service has claimed responsibility, she said, this is what she quoted according to the newspaper. She said that we now, having seen all the facts and observed all the documents, concede, they now accept that we ought to have carried out more due diligence in discharge of the duties of the office in issuing an authorized establishment and the recruitment waiver to the PEAC, and PFIPC, she told lawmakers. She has accepted that the fault is from them. Now that she has accepted, what goes? Now that she has claimed responsibility that her office failed, fumbled, goofed, made an error for not investigating if actually the PEAC and the PFIPC was given an official backing. So what goes? What is the next step for, what will be the recommendation by the committee investigating this scandal? So I think that, because my fear is that nothing should be swept under the carpet. Nothing should be swept under the carpet. Who is responsible? Whose heads that are supposed to roll in her office, either her or other people in other departments or in the budget office, whose head that are supposed to roll, those heads must roll. Because we must set precedents. We must dictate the pace. We must set the tone. We must give examples. Scapegoats must be made, so that in future somebody will not wake up from somewhere just because you have this brain to forge letters, you have this brain to forge signatures. Because in the story, according to the story, he admitted yesterday before that the chief of staff, okay, I'm looking for that story where I stated that the chief of staff signature was included in that. Yeah, this is it. March 8, 2024. A forged appointment letter is dated. It carries the chief of staff forged signature. So that man is a criminal extraordinary. Forged the chief of staff signature, obtained a fake state house letterhead, and falsified reference numbers, as noted in a report by the Channels Forum, by Channels Television. It's named Prince Adeyemi Matthew as a Director General. So this man forged the signature of the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, obtained a fake state house letterhead and falsified reference numbers. This is a huge crime. This is a huge crime. So we expect justice be dispensed on this individual after investigation. After investigation, because the ICPC, according the president has directed the ICPC to carry out an investigation and report to him within 1 month. So after investigation has been carried and it was disclosed or reviewed or discovered that this man actually committed this crime, then justice should be dispensed without delay. Justice, and this is what goes on in the country, in others, even not only in the federal whatever, also in some states. Some people are being recruited without approval, without following the due process. There is nothing wrong in having an agency. If you think that this particular agency, will boost the image of the country, will bring in more IGR, you can approach the president or even approach the chief of staff to say, chief of staff, I think if this agency is set up, is it because it's going to be a strategic agency? If this agency is set up, it can also serve as a drive, as an IGI drive to the country. You could have done that than, doing it in a scrupulous manner. You can suggest things like this to the chief of staff, or if you know somebody that knows the chief of staff, or you can approach the chief of staff and, sell sell your ideas, and if he buys that, he will take it to the presidency, and the presidency and his cabinet will sit around and deliberate on it, than going through the window, forging a certificate, letterhead, state house resident, forging the chief of staff, according to the story, forging the chief of staff signature, falsifying reference number, approach the budget office, having approved that budget will be, money will be approved for, certifying that monies will be approved for the fake and purported agencies. So we have criminals within the governors. We have criminals within the corridors of power. So it also serves as a lesson to the state governors, to head of service in other states, that they should be wary. They should be wary. Okay, and civil servants, personnel in these ministries and department and department of agency should also be vigilant. They should be vigilant as to their duties. They should be vigilant. All right, Lagos. That is how far I can go this morning here. So, who are the people that will be responsible? Who are the people that will face the consequences? Okay, according to the Constitution, there's no explicit outline, a specific penal clause or jail term for unauthorized recruitment. Instead, the constitutional breaches and irregular employment are penalized through administrative sanctions, civil service rules, and statutory, so heads of agencies and supervisors, chief executives, permanent secretaries, or directors in ministries, departments, and agencies can be held, liable for that. Another person again, that public officials, individuals, civil servants, or board members engaging in job racketeering or issuing illegal appointment letters face direct criminal prosecution. And also beneficiaries holding fake or illegally processed appointment letters, such as the embattled man himself. So these are the group of people that will be held liable if they are found guilty after investigation is being carried out. All right, Lagos, thanks for joining us, spending your breakfast with us. 10 o'clock, Bukola Oluwolafe will bring us the news update at 10. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Thank you for listening. This program has been brought to you by Lifeback Pharmacy and Stores Limited, marketers of Ogama QS Softgel and an anti-malaria tablet. All right, Lagos, thank you. A big